Today is 101 of the year of streaming and learning to code here at Codecademy. We are currently... Where are we? We currently finished part 1, and now we are on to ReactJS part 2. Don't mind me. Struggling with life in the real world. And good. Tiny crisis averted. Alright. We finished React Part 1 yesterday. Did a big push. We knocked out the 3 sections in Part 3, and we are continuing on with Day 100 on Learn React.js Part 2. Continue learning by starting React.js Part 2 and start... Is there a way to view the course syllabus before just diving into the first lesson? That's good, we're there, part 1, so that opened up, but let's see what we're actually getting ourselves into, shall we? Let's open up another tab. Catalog. Let's try catalog. That feels better, right? There we go. Alright. Hey, little cat. Okay, and you're touching things. Good. Right, React.js part 2. Here we go. Don't mind the 16%. It's because there's no objective on page 1, so as soon as you open it, it already counts it as complete. Kicks off the course from there. That's Little Cat knocking stuff off with all of her grace off of the desk. She's the tiny, furry destroyer of worlds. Alright. And so React.js Part 2 also has 3 parts to it. Section 1. Little cat, you're in the way. Hey. Love you. Somewhere... No, you got your tail hooked on the mic. You got it in the loop. What? No. And you're knocking over the webcam. Sweet God. Hey. Catzilla. You're right-clicking with your feet and your toes. Holy hell, princess. Just go nap in my lap. No. Hey. Claws away. Alright, good. You hang out beneath the desk. Just be happy. Holy hell. Don't worry, we're gonna start React Part 2 really quickly. Hopefully. Okay, we're back to this. Let's check the webcam and the mic. Oh god, poor cat just doing things. There we go. That's relatively decent, and that's, well, yeah, that's that. Okay, here we go. Oh, the stress. Little cat. You can feel the years being shaved off every time you walk by on the desk. Okay, overview. Course outcomes. Learn React.js Part 2. Course outcomes. This course will teach you the remaining most essential tools that any React.js program is expected to know, including lifecycle methods, prototypes, basic styling, stateless... Go away. Go. No. Don't you knock over that webcam again. Little cat, there's not enough room for you behind any of this stuff. She's just the worst. No, you're smacking the webcam with your tail. Everyone's watching you touch the webcam. You're knocking down the little cover thing for it. Do you see this? Can you believe that she's still alive? We're that loving. We haven't thrown her outside into the wild to fend on her own, despite how annoying she is. God, how many claws she has. Okay, she's assumed the napping position in my lap. There was a fly thing, and now there's a fly nearby. Holy hell. Okay. This is... At some point, this stream will be about coding. I swear. Hopefully. Who knows? Maybe it'll just be this for 45 minutes. Me struggling. And quitting in tears. Okay. Webcam. Back to normal. Mic still relatively good. Continuing on. Okay. Cat's there. Chat's here. Da-dum, da-dum, da-dum. Da-dum, 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 da-dum. And we killed said fly. Golden. We are on a roll. Little kitty's napping. The fly is dead. Oh my god. We actually may get to coding at some point. Okay, and now the dead fly is exactly where my fingers fall near the keyboard. All kinds of creepy. How are we gonna deal with this? I'm gonna use this bottle cap to scrape you past. That's disgusting. Didn't think that through, but good enough for now. And I can't breathe. This is great. The fun never stops. Nope. Okay. We're going to try this one more time. Actually, we're going to keep trying until we succeed, so. But, course outcomes. This course will teach you the remaining most essential tools that any ReactJS programmer is expected to know, including life cycles, methods, prototypes, basic styling, stateless functional components, and more. You will also be introduced to your first React.js programming patterns, and learn to set up React on your local computer. Why learn React.js? React.js presents graceful solutions to some of front-end programming's most persistent issues. It's fast, scalable, flexible, powerful, and has a robust development community that's rapidly growing. There's never been a better time to learn React. That's the same bit from part 1. Good syllabus. 3 parts. Stateless components inherit from stateful components. Okay, stateless components inherit from stateful components. Good to know. Good to know. And we're going to be covering advanced React, and then the lifecycle, and then lifecycle methods. Blah 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 blah. Little cat, you got your fur falling everywhere on the desk. You haven't walked by in like 3 minutes now. She leaves a trail of destruction even when she's not around. Furry destruction. Okay. Part 1 consists of stateless components inherit from stateful components. Oh, this is like the God, what's the phrase? A track from an album, the album title, the title track. That's it, the title track of an album. That's this. Stateless components inherit from stateful components via, ta-da, section 1. Same song and dance. Followed by child components update their parent state, and then child components update their siblings' props. Ah, clever. All right, so we can see where this is headed. And then advanced React, we'll be going over, wow, all kinds of fun there. Style, container components from presentational components. You must complete. Does it show what's open when I hover over stuff? It doesn't. Ideally, I'd like it to. Nothing? Nothing. Yeah, huh, interesting. Okay. Oh, that's what it is. It's not actually explaining. There's a pop-up window on my screen when you hover, the hover function. The text that shows up, it's not completing the rest of the title, the ... What it's actually showing is saying, when you hover, this course is locked, you must complete the previous course before you can unlock these lessons. That's what it's saying. All right, so we've got in advanced React style, container components from presentational components, stateless functional components, prop types, and React forms. And then third, we've got lifecycle methods, 2 parts to it, mounting lifecycle methods, and updating / unmounting lifecycle methods. So all kinds of interesting stuff on the horizon. But for day 101, we will continue on from here, and we're actually just going to close out of this tab because we already have page 1 open. Ta-da! Stateless components inherit from stateful components with 6 sections to it. All right. Welcome to Introduction to ReactJS Part 2. During this course, you will learn more ReactJS fundamentals. You will also learn some popular strategies for combining these fundamentals. We call these strategies programming patterns. If learning fundamental skills is like viewing a React app through a microscope, then learning programming patterns is like removing the microscope and viewing an app with the naked eye. In the next course, we'll step back even further and view a React app from a distance to see how it all fits together. At the end of this course, you will install and configure React.js on your local computer. Click Next to begin. All right. Challenge accepted. 2 of 6. Let's learn our first programming pattern. In this lesson, we'll take a look at a simple version of a programming pattern. The following lessons will expand upon that lesson, and by the end, we'll have a programming pattern in its full complexity. Our programming pattern uses 2 React components, a stateful component and a stateless component. Stateful describes any component that has a getInitialState function. Stateless describes any component that does not. In our pattern, a stateful component passes its state down to a stateless component. Click Next to walk through an example. Next. All right, let's make a stateful component pass its state to a stateless component. To make that happen, you need 2 component classes, a stateful class and a stateless class. We'll build the stateful class first. On line 1 of parent.js, require the react.js library, store the library in a variable named React. On line 2, require the React DOM library stored in a variable named React DOM. Make lines 3 and 4 empty. You'll add code to line 3 later. On line 5, declare a new variable named parent name. Parent will store your stateful component class. Set parent equal to react.createClass. Pass an object to react.createClass. Give the object this property, render function, return div. And then we have instruction 2. So now let's go through one bit by bit. ParentJS, child.js. We are working in parent. All right. Go time. We'll build the stateful class first. On line 1 of parent.js, require the react.js library. We are requiring, we've got variable react equals require. Look at that. We remembered to put require. We're improving. Just barely. Okay, require, and now we're drawing a blank. So much for our improvement. Single quotes, followed by react, lowercase. Okay, on line 1, require react. On line 2, require react DOM. Nothing new here. Require react DOM equals, parentheses, semicolon, single quotes. React-DOM. React-DOM. Okay. Make lines 3 and 4 empty. We will add code to line 3 later. Lines 3 and 4 empty. Line 3 will have stuff. 2, 3. On line 5, there's that. On line 5, declare a new variable named parent. Parent will store your stateful component class. Variable parent equals react.create class. That's my guess. Set parent equal to react.create class. Copy. Semicolon. I think. Yeah, we're gonna do that. Pass an object to react.create class. Oh, I was gonna. Yep, that is a cat face. Went to itch my leg. There's a cat down there, and I touched her face. Sorry about that, little cat. Okay. Set parent equal to react.create class. Pass an object to react.create class. Give the object this property. Render function, blah, blah. Copy. And let's shimmy this here. How's that look? Does that seem odd? Let's bump this forward just one. And we'll bump that forward one. There we go. That seems better. Okay, run this. Do we at least get a green check mark for 1? No. They hate everything we just mentioned. Syntax error. Wow, that is an error if we have ever seen one. They don't like anything we're doing right now. Close. It's something that I'm doing wrong. We know that much. I know the code isn't perfect, but the biggest issue right now is me, not the code. So we can find the source of why I'm wrong. That'd be super duper awesome, right? Variable parent equals react blah. Feel like I'm just right there on the edge. Let's open literally anything. And let's jump back to yesterday's stuff, or any part 1 midsection type thing. React components, perfect. Section 2, and we'll go into hell, even the second one, components and advanced components. We'll go into the midsection. This is already good enough. So look at that. See, I was thinking there might be another set of curly braces. That's what we missed. That's what I missed, is the curly braces. We'll go midway through 4. I was thinking it was the curly braces, and I was right. Should have trusted my spidey senses, you know? Yep. Variable blah equals react class. It's got its parentheses, empty parentheses, and then it has its curly braces. And then within those curly braces, on the next line, is the render function with its empty parentheses, and then its curly braces next to it, and all that noise of its own code block. Okay, cool. Figured it out, crisis averted. Let's just add the curly braces. We don't need to delete or remove anything. Curly braced. Run that. Fingers crossed, green check mark. Ta-da, green check mark. Instruction number 2. Since parent is supposed to be stateful, it will need a getInitialState function. Give parent a getInitialState function that returns the following object. Don't forget to separate getInitialState and render with a comma, and I believe it goes before render. So let's do, since parent, we need a getInitialState function, so very similar to the render. We'll do getInitialState, colon, function, empty parentheses, curly braces. Space that out. Oh, it's the comma. That's what's needed. I knew something went after the curly brace. It's slowly coming together. We're getting there. We haven't forgotten everything. Just, you know, most of it. Selective memory. Good. Only what it wants to remember. GetInitialState. Function. Something. Name. Arthur? Faja? What? Faja. Oh. Father. No, Austin Powers? Come on. Gold member? Great. Okay, name. Arthur. No, just that does not roll off the tongue at all. Like stumbles and hits its face down the stairs. That is not graceful. Should we do a semicolon? Yeah, let's do a semicolon. Semicolon. Definitely, let's run that. That coach? No. And look, it gave us flack here. GetInitialState function returns blah. Oh, we forgot the return. Typical. We did that yesterday, and I think the day before too. But we captured our mistake fairly quickly, comparatively to those other days. So, good. Section 4. Before we dive into that, don't mind me. Text stuff. Nice. Good times. Do. Where are we? Top of section 4. Great. You just made a stateful component class named parent. Beautiful. Okay. Now let's make our stateless component class. 1. Select child.js. On line 1, require that react.js library store the library in a variable named React. Okay, very, very similar to what we got going on here. Leave line 2 blank. On line 3, declare a new variable named child. Child will store your stateless component class. Set child equal to react.create class. Pass an object to react.create class. Give it this property, render function blah. Alright, so we are jumping to child, just as they requested. Line 1, require. We're just gonna steal it from parent. Look at that. Boom. Stealing children from the parent. Not good. This is basically kidnap. Actually, no, I guess the child is stealing the parent. Parent napping? Does that happen? I guess it does. Yeah, not good. Okay, moving on. Leave line 2 blank. Line 3, here we go. Declare a new variable named child. Child will store your stateless component class. Variable, child. Okay, that was the basis for that little bit. Now we're setting child equal to react.create class. Copy, paste. You get a friendly semicolon. We're going to shove some curly braces inside here. Drop that down. Oh, look at that. You hit enter once and it drops down 2 lines. Very cool. Very cool. And we're putting this inside. Render. Yarg. Highlight that. Tab once. Beautiful. Beautiful. Everything is aligned. Let's go ahead and hit run. That's going to be a giant red angry error or a friendly green check mark. Cool. Cool. 2. Child is going to receive a prop called name and display that prop on the screen. How can you make a component display a prop called name? To access a prop, use the expression this.props.name of prop. To make a component display something, include that thing in the render function's return statement. You need to include this.props.name inside of child's render function's return statement. We'll get there. We'll get there. We're basically cramming it technically here. Not there, but on the child side. So we'll get there. Actually, I believe it'll be here in the H1 stuff. Yeah, good, perfect. You need to include the this.props.name inside of child's render function's return statement. Add this expression between the H1 tags. Hey, my name is blah. See, look at that. They even did the sentence for us. Okay, so we are going to take prop stuff, right? We're going to do, where are we putting prop? Child's going to receive a prop called name. Where do I put that? I'm drawing a blank from yesterday. How did we handle props? That was section something. This is bad. No, this is good. This is fine. Let's go back. We're going to do back once more. And then we should be back at the syllabus, hopefully. Nice, nice. Okay. I think component interlacing. This dot props, perfect. This is exactly what we were looking for. Oh god, Hulk smash. Moving my phone. All right. So we've got this dot props. Let's do pass props to a component. How perfect. That's exactly what we need. Referencing yesterday's stuff. Actually, I guess it was 2 days ago. Variable prop blah. Ring prop. This dot prop. I feel like I'm missing something. I feel like a crazy person. Now that's mostly normal, but usually I feel comfortable as a crazy person. Right now, it's just, the confusion is overwhelming. That's not that fun. Proppy things. Raise your hand if you see a prop. If this dot props children, instance of was it all that stuff? Big button. That's okay. We're gonna piece the nightmare together, one step at a time. Child is gonna receive a prop called name. Display that prop on screen. How can you make a component display a prop called name? To access a prop, use the expression this.props name of prop. So am I just doing this.props.name? Is that it? Is this as straightforward as it's getting? Am I just literally taking this and putting it in the H1? Hey, XJ man. How's life? Death. This seems generally bad. I feel like I have to do something more. Maybe I was just overthinking. Wow, so I overthought that entire thing. Doing all right. That's awesome, man. That's good. Hopefully your night's going well. Well, technically, I don't know what time it is where you're at. I'm in California, so it's just past midnight right now. So yeah, but hopefully whatever time of day it is for you, hopefully it's close to fantastic. Wow, so I overthought that entire prop scenario. I thought I needed to add like a variable or set something up, but nope. Nope, not at all. 3:30 a.m. Okay, so 2 hours, not Mountain, Central Time. Nice. Good. All right. 3:30 a.m. Either the end of your day or the beginning. Hopefully it is not the beginning of your day, because 3:30 a.m. to start your day, that sounds brutal. You deserve a trophy if you're starting your day. Oh, 3 hours. And it's after midnight and I can't do math. You were right. You were right, East Coast. Bad, Steven. 3 hours. So close. Yeah. This is why we try to do the stream earlier, but we always fail and end up doing it later. Gotta work on that. Although consistency is important, but neither that's here nor there. Anyways, moving on, progress, section 3. We came to terms with that I overthought section 2 entirely, since that's all that was needed to prop this. 3. A parent component instance is going to pass a prop to child. That means that a parent is going to render a child. Rendering is the only way for a component to pass props to another component. That means that child.js needs to use module.exports. Any component rendered by a different component must be included in module.exports. At the bottom of child.js, add module.exports equals child. Good. We can definitely do that. Module, we should copy it. Going to. Module exports. Semicolon and run that. Friendly green check mark. Hopefully we didn't look at that, and we even got a green check mark for 4. That's it. Child is ready to inherit a prop and display it. Pretty cool. Running. No, we already ran it. Now we're doing next. Section 5 of 6. We're doing good. We are doing good. A parent is supposed to pass its state to a child. Before a parent can pass anything to a child, you need to import child into parent. The parent will consume the child. This is like one of those National Geographic shows. When they run out of food and the parent has to eat the baby. Not good, man. Alright, back to coding. Select parent.js. On line 3, declare a new variable named child. Set child equal to a require call. Use require to import the child component class. Parent.js and child.js share the same parent directory. We're putting something somewhere in something. This is bad. Oh, on line 3. Okay, declare new variable named child. Look at that. Look at that. They're telling us what to do with their instructions. I just need to not overthink it and scrape together what little sanity I have left after midnight. And we should make it out of this alive. Child cool equals set child equal to require call. Use require import the child component class. So we're gonna end up with require. Oh, same as all 3. What the deuce? Did we just notice what was wrong with line 2? I did. It's lacking require. There's a huge lack of require on line 2. Why the hell did they give us the green check mark back? We made it all the way to section 5, and that's been requireless for the last, I don't know, enough. It's been for a while now, right? How long's the stream been so far? Not that long. Okay, 37 minutes of disappointment. That's cool. That's not weird. See? Where's... Doesn't matter. The point is, at least we caught it. It slid past Codecademy, but we caught our mistake. I took AP Comp Sci in high school, and I'm learning MATLAB now. Good times. I've heard of MATLAB. I don't know what it is, though. What is MATLAB? I've only started coding, well, you kind of saw in the title, 101 days ago. And all of my knowledge resides... We'll open it. Here from Codecademy, all this stuff. Learn HTML, learn JavaScript, those are intro courses. SAS, make a website, learn the command line, deploying a website, Git, Python, their in-depth HTML and CSS course, JavaScript, their full in-depth JavaScript course, jQuery. We finished Learn ReactJS Part 1 just yesterday, and we're starting ReactJS Part 2 tonight. So yeah, that's that. And on the horizon, we have all the other fun remaining. So learn React. We're gonna finish that in the next day or two, hopefully. And then we move on to Angular, followed by all kinds of fun with Ruby. And then we'll the goal is to complete Codecademy. MATLAB. Matrix Laboratory is a multi-paradigm numerical computing environment and 4th-generation programming language, a proprietary programming language developed by MathWorks. MATLAB allows matrix manipulations, plotting of functions and data, implementation of algorithms, creation of user interfaces, and interfacing with programs written in other languages, including C, C++, C#, Java, Fortran, and Python. Wiki Pro. Nice. Okay. Way cool. Good to know. Now, the more you know, right? We've been learned. Thank you, XJ Man. Greatly appreciate that. Alright. Back away from this. Close that. We'll leave our stuff open from yesterday in case we need to reference anything. And we're continuing on. Hey, little cat, that's my foot. Stop clawing it. Hocat? Hocat. I'm gonna go with Hocat. Little kitty, hey, knock that off. Hocat, hello, welcome. There's if we haven't established this, there's a tiny cat with claws in my lap, napping. But she moves. And she's got claws. I like your mannerisms. I'm gonna take that as a compliment. I don't know how that can be interpreted any other way than a compliment, but good. That'll make two of us. Alright. Continuing on. We were so close. We are close. We're on 5 of 6. We're nearing the edge, despite being at the beginning of section 5. We're getting there. Alright. Parent, child. We were shoving the child into the parent? Yeah, that's what we did. Variable child equals require, semicolon. Good. Don't mean to be creepy. Hey, me too! See, that's not what you were getting at, but I took it as something. See, that's clever. Alright, moving on. No, not creepy at all. Nice. Did I leave off in the story bit, their anecdote, or with their instructions? I think I left off in their instructions. I did. Set parent.js on line 3. Declare new variable named child. Set child equal to require. Check. And now we're going to use require to import child component class. So I think that's just a single set of quotes, followed by child. We're going to see if that blows up in our face. Run. It's not child. It's not. It's // because I remember from yesterday. That was close. We almost got it wrong. Run. It could still be wrong, but I at least wanted to include that. Let's see how this goes. It could have .js, but since it's in the same directory, we don't need .js after child. Cool. Green check mark. Nice save, Steven. Good. 2. Great. Now parent is ready to pass its state to a child. Inside of parent's render functions return statement, get rid of the div. Get rid of the div? They're talking about this guy. They want us to delete him. Replace it with child, single closing, or self-closing element. Okay. Give child an attribute with a name of name. The attribute's value should be the name property stored in this dot state. So this dot state, this dot prop dot name. That's the part where we're gonna mess up on, where I'm gonna mess up on. Okay, well let's deal with the child fiasco. We've got a stray child trapped in our render function. Child something. Child space slash followed by name. Does that feel right? Doesn't feel right. My soul feels itchy. Equals. Is it within curly braces? I think it's in curly braces or quotes. It's not a string. So that's why I feel like, we're not putting in a string value. So I don't think it should be quotes. Since it's this dot state, I feel like it's referencing something. So I feel like it should be curly braces, but could be wrong. Maybe it's curly braces and then quotes inside of it. Let's see how messy this gets. The internet's gonna blow up. Not good. This dot state. That's okay. We're here to fall on our face multiple times. We've been falling on our face for 101 days. Or for the last 100 days. No reason we can't fall on our face today as well. Run it. Giant red angry error. Yeah, they didn't appreciate that at all. This dot state dot name. We forgot the dot name. And it isn't curly braces, which is cool. So that's good. That's kind of a half point for Gryffindor. This dot state dot name. Let's try that. They said that would be good enough. Run. Boom, in your face, Codecademy. Deal with it. 2, green check mark, success. XJ man, what made you want to start coding? Well, I've wanted to code I originally, a long time ago, well, I say a long time ago, I don't know, like 4 or 5 years ago, back when Codecademy first started, I was finishing high school, starting college, and just looking at different jobs. I've always been interested in tech and things like that, electronics, and with school and work and stuff like that, just looking for jobs or industries, I ended up checking out or seeing, you'll see like, top 10 highest paying careers. It's like doctors and other stuff, but programming is on there. And then stumbled across other articles, like the highest paid programming languages and stuff like that. So it had kind of sort of developed over time around that time frame in my life a couple years ago. And I ended up doing just the initial like intro HTML and CSS course here on Codecademy, and that was good. And then I started the JavaScript one, and then I stopped. I did the first night I tried, or the first night I tried coding. I did this really long, like 16-20 hour code binge, and it was friggin' awesome. And I always wanted to like continue to like binge learn coding, but no one has like chunks of 16-20 hours. It was on like a weekend or something throughout their life, easily attainable. So it kind of fell to the wayside for like the following couple years. So with working and stuff like that, it's always been something in the back of my mind that I wanted to do. Recently in the last year, I ended up starting this whole BDX Inc. thing here on Twitch, and there's all the social media stuff, which I've also always avoided, but I don't really have any personal social media. But as far as like starting a company or a brand or whatever, it's so easy to start a brand or a company now. You just need to set up all the social media stuff and link together. Really didn't care about that, but it was Twitch that I found interesting. So this is the long, kind of short version of all this. Sorry about the long answer, but hopefully this answers your question. How I got to the coding and streaming every day. I ended up getting a capture card for gaming because I wanted to stream on Twitch, ideally playing games, but my computer's too old to handle the capture card that I got. So one of the tips in streaming and get going is just make do with what you have. So I tried to figure what I could stream daily to get me used to streaming every day, and something that my computer could handle. And ta-da! I wanted to learn how to code. That was something I could do daily and work on, and it's been a whole hell of a lot better than doing the binge sessions, because it's kind of like learning a language where it helps practicing every single day. So that's actually been really awesome. But yeah, so that's how I'm doing this now. So still saving up for better computer. I can stream directly through my Xbox One through the Twitch app, but that's still need to find time to do that. But yes, so now I'm here for the last 101 days, will be for the rest of the year, probably longer. I know Codecademy won't take me the rest of the year to complete. After Codecademy, I'll probably move on to like Free Code Camp and start working on some side projects. But yeah, that's that. So it's good. All right. 3. Here we go. All that's left is to render your components. At the bottom of parent.js, call reactDOM.render. For reactDOM.render's first argument, pass in parent, For react.dom.render second argument, pass in document.getElement by ID app. Rendering parent will render both components because parent's render function returns a child. Click run and see the rendered information that you pass down from parent. All right. No. React DOM.render. There we go. That feels right. Yeah. Semicolon. We're gonna do that. We'll tab over. We've got our single self-closing tag for parent. And then we've got, well, we'll steal it because we can. Copy and paste. Beautiful, beautiful. Let's run that. And all should be well, ideally. Running that. Boom. Hey, that's right. We never changed the name. Farther. Does not roll off the tongue smoothly. We went over that earlier. Not an easy name. Cool. So, next, section 6. What do we have? Already complete. Nothing needs to be done this one, but we still get to read through. Great work. You just passed information from a stateful component to a stateless component. You will be doing a lot of that. You learned earlier that a component can change its state by calling this .setState. You may have been wondering, how does a component change its props? The answer, it doesn't. A component should never update this .props. Look at bad.js to see an example of what not to do. This is potentially confusing. Props and state store dynamic information. Dynamic information can change by definition. If a component can't change its props, then what are props for? A React component should use props to store information that can be changed, but can only be changed by a different component. A React component should use state to store information that the component itself can change. If that's a bit confusing, don't worry, the next 2 lessons will be examples. Alright, and we've got bad.js, variable React equals require React, variable bad equals React.create class, render function, this .props.message equals yo in a string. Wrong. That is not what this .props message equals, or should be set up as. Return h1 this .props.message. Wrong. Titled bad.js for a reason. Okay, cool. Good times. We finished that. That lesson is down. Day 101 is coming to an end, but let's take a peek at what we have on the horizon for tomorrow, which technically, since we're already into tomorrow, will be later today, but that's all right. Up next, child components update their parents' state. Learn to make all child components update its parents. Start lesson. She's loading. Okay. We'll take a peek. We'll read this bit. In the last lesson, you passed information from a stateful parent component to a stateless child component. In this lesson, you'll be expanding on that pattern. The stateless child component will update the state of the parent component. Here's how that works tomorrow. That's right. Let's go ahead and about, and before we do that, how many sections do we have tomorrow? Only 5. We may do 2 lessons tomorrow. We started today's stream pretty late, so we're gonna cut it now. Hopefully we can get in an afternoon stream tomorrow and tackle at least this section and probably another one, since they seem to be small, but that's all right. So let's go ahead and back out and see where we stand today. Where are we concluding day 101? We're concluding day 101, 10% of the way through ReactJS Part 2, and with 1,191 points here at Codecademy. We will my profile, and how many badges? And 163 badges. Good times. Awesome. Well, thank you to all of those that stopped by. XJMan for the questions, comments. Greatly appreciate it. And Hoket. And anyone else. Good. Let's go ahead and close out of that. And we'll power this down. All right. Stop the stream. Are you sure you want to stop the stream? Hell yeah. Kill it.